Good evening, guys, girls. Rob here with you this evening. A lot of things going on. A lot of things. College football wise, okay? College football, we're going to talk about some stuff. Pro football, we're going to talk about some stuff. Pro wrestling, we're going to talk about that as well. And that may end up being maybe the biggest talking point of the night is wrestling because I am hearing I I've I'm not going to say it leaked to me because I've got friends in different places, and one contacted me today, and I'll get involved in that in just a little bit, okay? About professional wrestling. Um, how would I consider it on the chart of importance? Probably a 7 out of 10. Um, it's news. I'm not going to say it's huge news, but it's news. And if you're a wrestling fan, I think it's probably bigger news than it is if you're not a wrestling fan. But I don't think you have to be a wrestling fan to be kind of interested in what I'm going to be telling you in a little bit, because it's it's a little ways, it's a little bit deeper than just wrestling news, and I'll get involved in that. First off, Arizona State. Arizona State um, got a money backing today, okay? Um, and it's believed to have been Phil Mickelson backing the university up to hire or make a big hire, okay? He doesn't want them going out hiring somebody and paying them $3 million a year. He wants them to push. He wants them to be a Pac-12 front runner. Okay? Simply put, he does not want Arizona State, the Sun Devils, in fifth place every year. Let's just be for real about it. That's Arizona State for you right now. Arizona State, year to year to year to year, averages between third and seventh place in the Pac-12. They don't win the Pac-12. And now, with some financial backing, it's believed to have come from the golf world, golf community. Now, I guess it could have come from John Rahm as well. But now John Rahm and Phil Mickelson are not on speaking terms. Okay? Once best friends. Once you couldn't get them apart from each other. And now what has happened? Arizona State has fired their football coach. They all of a sudden get a ton of money. A ton of money gets thrown at the AD, at the president, from some alumnus, and demanding that we do not hire. We are not going to hire some mid-level jabroni. We're not hiring a mid-level trash dump. We're not going to hire somebody that can only win us 7 games a year. We are demanding the best. We want Deion Sanders if we have to pay him. We want Bob Stoops if he's willing to come here. We want Urban Meyer if he's willing to come here. Arizona State's not going to be the same team anymore, folks. If they go out here and go make this huge hire, that this person, and allegedly now, I don't know who it was, but when you shoot $20 million into the athletic director's pockets and you're demanding, okay, damn it, I want you to hire somebody. Okay? I don't know. What's up, Sean? I don't know how many alumnus out there have $20 million to spare. But we do know Phil Mickelson just got $250 million from the Live Tour. Does he really, really care about Arizona State that much where he's shooting $20 million into the athletic department and demanding, damn it, we're not going to go out here and we're not going to hire some guy we've never heard of. We want whoever. We want a big name. We do not want some jabroni off the street that's won 8 games in a high school. We just don't want that. We don't want Kansas's coach. We don't want Iowa State's coach. We don't want Oregon State's coach. We want Urban Meyer. We want Urban Meyer. We want Deion Sanders. We want somebody that's going to demand top-level play, number one, and it's going to bring in the big-name kids. We're going to have 5-star quarterbacks. We want 5-star athletes in here. You're not going to get better weather than Arizona. They've got to weather. Shit, if they want to play golf 5 days a week, they can go down there and play 5 days a week during the off season. You can do it. You're 2.5 hours away from the ocean, 3 hours, something like that, maybe 3.5 hours. Oh, San Diego. Does this job now mean something? That this money has been thrown in here, just like that. Clemson's going to Wake Forest this week. At Wake. I actually like Wake Forest in that game. Now, Auburn, they're going to fire their coach. But the only problem is they don't have an AD. Who the hell's going to fire them? It's hard to fire somebody when you don't even have a boss person, boss man or boss lady looking over you. He's going to be gone. But was the president going to hire somebody? Is that president of Auburn going to fire him and then bring in Charles Barkley? Is that what they're going to do? You tell me. And I've even heard another name. I've even heard another big name being rumbled around Auburn. Cam Newton. Can you imagine if Cam Newton gets hired at Auburn? You pull him away from football right now. You pull him away from football. When he's an athlete. They fired their AD and just never hired another one. They don't have one. But do you bring Cam Newton in there? Do you dare do it? It's tough. It's tough to bring in Cam Newton if he did not graduate there. That's my one thing. If he only played 3 years, which I don't think he stayed 4 years, but he may have. If he did not get a diploma there, it'd be very, very difficult for me to hire him. Okay? Because you're teaching the wrong thing right off the bat. Stay 3 years, get the hell out. Stay 2 years, get the hell out. You're teaching the wrong thing right off the bat. But if he stayed the full 4 years, graduated, which I don't know, it's been a few years, so I forgot. But if he stayed 4 years, graduated, and the thing is, Newton, right now, he's not getting paid anything. So if he demands $5 million a year, let's say $5 million a year. Yeah, I know he went to JUCO, but I thought he only stayed at Auburn once, but he may have went 2 years. I think he stayed at Auburn 2 years. Let's say he says $5 million, and I want 8-year contract. If you're Auburn, do you do this? Do you do it? That's a big question mark. Now, Georgia Tech's going to fire they're going to fire their coach. It's well known. They're going to fire their coach. They're looking for somebody to replace him before they even get rid of him. Deion Sanders' name was mentioned today. They want somebody's name on the dotted line before they even push the old guy out. I don't know what's going to happen with these three schools, but my bet is Deion Sanders ends up at one of these three. Deion Sanders ends up at one of these three schools. If I'm betting, I say Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech. And now Arizona State looks like the cream of the crop job. If you're going to go in there in 5 years and make, 5 years, $40 million, who the hell wouldn't take it? Perfect weather, no snow, no rain, and you can play all year round, indoors and outdoors. Arizona State, let's say this year they were they would have been 3-7, 4-8. Who would not want to build a program in the Pac-12 and realizing that, look, we beat Oregon, we beat Washington, and we beat USC. We have a legit chance of going to the playoff. That's what I'm saying. Arizona State is a sweet job. Why wouldn't you want it? Now let's switch subjects. Let's go to pro wrestling. Pro wrestling. I'm hearing from more than one source. I've heard from 3 sources today. Okay, Tony Khan's at it again. He wants to buy the NWA from Billy Corgan. And Billy Corgan, I'm hearing, is more than willing to sell it to him. Now, you're thinking, okay, well, Rob, what the hell is the NWA worth to anybody? Well, let me tell you what it's worth. The copyrights will come back around January 1st, 2023. Yeah, I saw I saw it. It's on YouTube. You can actually watch it, Sean. They fired the coach in the end zone. You can watch it. You can watch it on YouTube. Herm Edwards was fired before he went into the locker room. They didn't allow him around the players after the game Saturday night. They fired his ass in the end zone and said, bye. Take the train. And on top of that, he flew commercial going the hell home. They got him the hell out. They said, no more. You'll get paid. We got to pay you. We don't want you around our kids no more. That's got to be scary. Because when's the last time we heard that a coach, we don't want you around our kids? Think about 10 years ago in Penn State, Paterno. And that shit, what's up, Alex? That shit didn't turn out well. Think about that. Think about the mess that Paterno had with assistant coaches, with kids, all of it. It just became a total mess. And this looks like it's got the makings of being bad. This does not look like it's just going away. It does not look like, poof, it's going to go away. Something went on. Something went on at Arizona State. We don't know about it yet. But Herm Edwards, when you're told face to face, we don't want you around our kids no more. We don't want you around 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23-year-old kids. We don't want you around them. And if we could have, at halftime, we would have yanked your ass off the field then. Think about that shit. Think about that. They pull his ass. They don't even let him get close to a kid at the end of the game. It's a perfect job to go to now. Why wouldn't you? Arizona State got $20 million handed in their pockets today. An unknown source donates $20 million to Arizona State today and says, I want a say. I want to have a say in the next coach. Now, you tell me, who went to Arizona State and's got $20 million to back it up? 20 mil. His name is Phil Mickelson. It's got to be. You go back and look at all the NBA stars, look at all the NHL stars, which they don't have any from, but NBA stars and NFL stars, and you go look at their names. Go look at their names, and then you go find me somebody that's got money like Phil Mickelson, and somebody backed that school with $20 million. We don't want a bullshit coach. We do not. I think Deion Sanders. Yeah, but James Harden. I'm not sure James Harden's backing this move at all. It looks more and more to me like a Mickelson move. I think it's Mickelson. I guess it could be Harden. I guess it could be what's the kid's name? What's the kid's name from Spain that plays golf? I can't think of his name. Alex says, do you think Deion Sanders leaves Jackson State within 3 years? I think he may leave within 3 weeks. I think he goes to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's a perfect place for Deion. Okay? There's only one place better for Deion, and it would be Florida State. He went to Florida State. He knows everything about Florida State. But Georgia Tech's not a bad place for him to be. ACC, you get any kind of athlete. You get any 4- and 5-star athletes if you can get them away from Georgia. If you can get them away from Auburn, which that doesn't seem to be a problem. If you can get them away from Alabama and Florida, you're going to be in the ACC. You don't have to play Georgia unless you want to. You don't have to play Auburn. You don't have to play Alabama. But this Georgia Tech job is going to come open soon. What's up? What's up, P-Jet? This Georgia Tech job is going to come open soon. And they're going to take somebody. And they probably are not going to be paying what Arizona State's going to pay. But we'll see about that. Now, let's get back to the wrestling situation. I'm hearing the NWA is for sale. And I'm hearing that a representative from a wrestling corporation or company is making a bid to the NWA and Billy Corgan. Okay? The perfect time to do it. The perfect time to do it. Copyrights in this country go for anywhere from 10 to 20 years, generally, sometimes 50. When did the WWE buy out the NWA? Well, 03, 02? Whatever year it was, I think it's coming up on the 20 year. You buy the NWA right now and you buy off those copyrights. You buy those copyrights. Then you've got the rights to the Starcade. Okay? You got the rights to the Starcade. And all these new pay-per-views that they're doing on some of these networks with some of the fights, with some of the cage fighting. You're going to get these pay-per-view views. So what do you think about that? Do you think that the NWA is even worth buying? I've heard numbers out there, and they're not that high. They're not that high. I'm serious. If a person off the street wanted to purchase the NWA, it could happen. That's how small a number this is. Okay, now it's not somebody that's unemployed that could do it. It would be somebody that has to gather some money together. Okay? But I will say it this way. Most people's homes are worth more than what the NWA is going to get paid. I'll say it that way. It's not that much money that I'm hearing. Okay? I know there's been a ton of money thrown into it. Okay? And then the catalog. If you're purchasing the catalog to go along with it, all that is you're buying the NWA now hoping that the catalog comes up for sale, which probably will in 2023, January 1. And it'll be a bidding war. Maybe the WWE bids, maybe whoever buys the NWA. So I'm telling you, I don't think it's the NWA buying them. Okay? I mean, I don't think it's WWE purchasing purchasing the NWA. Now, they purchased WCW years ago, but that's what they purchased. WCW. They did not buy the NWA insignia, although they did show them, but they didn't buy the stuff from the Crockett's. They didn't buy that from them. And I don't know whether there's still a copyright from the 80s or not still coming along with them. They use that insignia, so I guess they are able to. But if they could buy their catalog from the 50s, 60s, however many wrestling matches they had back then, all the way up until 88, 87, that's worth a lot. I think it's 88. And then they went to WCW after that. I don't know. Billy Corgan, we will see if he ends up trying to sell that corporation or not. It's not going to draw a lot of money, but I hear he and his band are going back traveling again. They're going back and touring again. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a ton of sense. Right now, if somebody wanted to buy it, you get on it, you jump on it, like they say, while the iron's hot. We'll see if it happens. I really don't know. But if you were going to buy it, I would say now is the time. Flying solo here at home tonight. The wife's going to bingo. I am all alone here. Sean has yet to ever come on the channel. He's never come on the channel with us yet. He's been on here for 3.5 years. Over 3.5 years. He never come on one time live with us. I know a lot of people's asked, why don't we get Sean? Why don't we get Sean? Yes, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. No, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins owns the NWA. Yes. Yes, you need to watch it. He comes on there. He comes on and talks a lot. Yes. Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins owns the NWA. Yes, yes. You are correct, PJ. This week, I need to get my book back. Yes, he does. He's on them now for 3 years, a little over maybe 4 years. This week, the difference is different games. Our channel's going against Atma Bryan's channel. Okay? We've got 5 games straight up, head to head, that our channel disagreed with his channel. Okay? All right. The Browns and Steelers. The Browns and Steelers are playing in Cleveland this week. We did not agree on that one. Okay? Browns and Steelers. We took a team. They took a team. Who are you liking, guys? Who are you liking better this week? The Browns and the Steelers. The Browns are at home. Okay? The Browns and the Steelers, and the Browns are at home this week. We took a team. They took a team. I want to see what the folks here in the channel feel about the picks we made. Okay? Me and Tim and Bob and Mike, Harris and Keith. We were on last night. We did our picks. Okay? I got together with Brian. Brian emailed me. I emailed him back. And PJ. So the Browns and the Steelers, who do we like this week? Who do we like this week? Okay. We as a group, we picked a team. Those guys as a group, they picked a team. We did not see eye to eye. So that's one game, okay? The Browns and the Steelers playing in Cleveland. Also, uh, the Raiders and the Titans, okay? The Raiders and the Titans. We didn't agree on that one. Okay, they're playing in Tennessee. We did not agree on that one. Patriots and Ravens actually playing in New England. Ravens at the Patriots. We didn't agree on that one. We'll see who ends up winning that one. The Packers at the Buccaneers. We didn't agree on that one. Packers at the Bucks. We'll see what happens. And finally, the Falcons at the Seahawks. We didn't agree on that one. So there's 5 points that somebody can win this week. We'll see if we're right or if they're right. So Steelers and Browns was the first game we picked this week. And all of us guys, we got together on the channel, all 6 of us, and we decided we went with the Steelers. They're going with the Browns. We like the Steelers in this game, so we'll see what happens there. We took the Steelers in that game. Titans and the Raiders at the Titans. We took a home team here. We went with Tennessee. I realized both teams look like garbage this past week. We know that the Titans can run the football. I'm not so sure about Derek Carr. I think very soon he may get benched. I really do. He's getting paid an inordinate amount of money, and he's not coming through for the Vegas Raiders. I like the Titans in this ball game straight up, and the crew of jabronis. We like the Titans. Ravens at the Patriots. Now that's one we kind of twisted around a little bit, but as a group we went with the Patriots. They're taking the Ravens, okay, straight up. Also, the Packers and the Buccaneers. I like the Bucs big in this game. I really do. The Pack does not play the same away from home. All you got to do is look at week 1. Minnesota ran circles around that damn team. And I think Buccaneers are better than the Vikings. Because you look at what the Vikings did this past week at Philadelphia. They laid an egg. But the Bucs are 2-0 going home for their home opener. They haven't played at home yet. They won about 4 teams that have not played at home. Indianapolis has not played at home. Tampa has not played at home. I don't think the Patriots have played at home. Let's see. Have the Patriots played at home yet? I don't think so. But I don't think they have. Patriots played at the Steelers. And the week before that, where did they play? They played at the Dolphins, and then they played at the Steelers. So the Patriots have not played at home. Neither have the Buccaneers. What other team has not played at home yet? Colts. That's it. They're the only 3 teams have not played at home yet. So the Colts 0-2. Don't give up on them yet. But they got the Chiefs this week. But they need to go home and make a statement game against the Chiefs. I don't think they can. I don't think they're that good. But if they go home this week and lay a statement game out there and beat the Chiefs by 10, 12, 14 points, they're awake. They're at least awake, okay? The Buccaneers, they're 2-0 going home to play. If they go in and beat up on the Pack this week, okay, they've beaten Dallas. They've beaten Dallas, New Orleans, and Green Bay. Dallas, New Orleans, and Green Bay. If the Buccaneers win this week, they're 3-0, and they've taken down those 3 NFC teams. All I'm saying is, don't discount Tom and company yet. Okay? I keep hearing, well, Green Bay hadn't been hurt. Green Bay got their asses handed to them week 1. They went to Minnesota and they lost. You cannot go every road game and lose. You cannot go 9-8 and hope to play great, because then guess what? In the playoffs, you're on the road. In the playoffs, you're on the road. You got to win the road games in. And if you don't count on winning some in the regular season, I'm sorry. You're not going to Tampa. You're not going to Minnesota. You're not going to Dallas, Philly, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Arizona. You're not going to these places and win. You're just not. You're not going to do it. I'm just saying. The Patriots, they're 1-1. They're 1-1. If they can beat the Ravens this week, they're legit. They are legit. Their first game at home. They're right back in it. And we as a group, we picked them this week to win. We did. We picked them this week to win. I hope you watched last night's show. If you didn't, we stayed on here for 3 hours picking football games last night. And really, I mean, there are a lot of good top 25, a lot of decent top 25 games this week. Clemson, Wake Forest. Tim says, you got me on in the car. Excellent. How are we coming through? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. We'll see what Tim says about that. But we do have some legit top 25 games this week. We got Clemson at Wake Forest. Okay. We got Florida and Tennessee. We have Wisconsin and Ohio State. We have USC and Oregon State. Stanford and Washington. A lot of Pac-12 action, guys. Notre Dame at UNC is not a top 25 game, but it could be RIP Notre Dame if they lose this ball game. And we're picking them to lose. We just don't see where this team has a gleam in their eye and it's like, okay, guess what? We lost 2 games. We can still win 10. I don't see it. They still got to play USC. Okay? They still got to play Carolina this week. And they got 3 or 4 more other good games they got to play too. I do not see it. I really don't. We got Baylor, Iowa State. Yeah. So we got some decent games going this week. And then the NFL, Steelers, Browns tomorrow night. Going to be a good game, I really think. Bills, Dolphins Sunday. Chiefs, Colts. That could be RIP Colts. Colts lose Sunday. I think it's it. 0-3. Tell me the last time an 0-3 team went somewhere in the playoffs or even made the playoffs. 0-3. Packers and Bucks, they're playing in the afternoon Sunday. Rams and Cardinals playing in the afternoon Sunday. And then Monday night, Cowboys and Giants. And the Giants are the undefeated team, not the Cowboys. Okay, 94 Chargers went 0-3. Okay, they went 0-3. Can this Colts team go 0-3 and make a deep run in the playoffs? I don't think so. Not with the Bills, Chiefs, Patriots, Steelers, Browns, Bengals, Ravens, Chargers. I don't see it. I don't see it. You guys tell me, can the Colts, if they go 0-3, make a deep run into the playoffs? Maybe. Maybe. I just don't see it. I do not see it. Let's go back to the headlines, guys. Headlines of the day. Obviously, I guess the biggest is the donation made to Arizona State. Under the table, a handshake and $20 million is what I'm hearing. $20 million from an alumnus. How many, James Harden, maybe. John Rahm, maybe. But how about Phil Mickelson? Phil Mickelson's got his fingers and hands on the pulse of so many things going on in the world right now. Why not? $20 million. Let's get ourselves Urban Meyer. Okay? Maybe Deion Sanders. I'm hearing Deion Sanders is going elsewhere. And I've even heard Deion Sanders has already signed on the dotted line for after October. I don't know. But I'm hearing Deion Sanders is not long before he goes elsewhere. Jackson State may as well be looking for a coach. Because I'm hearing he is gone. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye-bye. Before the end of the season, folks. He's not going to wait. That's what I'm hearing. Now, I'm hearing Georgia Tech is where he's going. And I'm hearing they're paying an inordinate amount of money for him. But I'm hearing from sources that it's already on the dotted line, and they're just waiting October 1st to fire the guy they've got, and for him to be able to walk. We'll see. Auburn has no AD. But I'm hearing the president wants to fire their coach, Harsin. And in the same breath, I'm hearing Arizona State wanted to hire him. Why? This was prior to them getting that money. Okay? I'm hearing Harsin's name. I was hearing Harsin's name Sunday. But I've not been hearing Harsin's name today. I've been hearing Deion Sanders' name. I've been hearing Urban Meyer's name. I've been hearing Bob Stoops' name. If they're going to throw monopoly money out there, somebody big time will jump on it. It's not a bad job. It's not a bad job to have. Arizona State, it doesn't snow. Arizona State, it does not rain. Golf weather, 360 days a year. Couple of sandstorms once in a while. You may get a little bit of a breeze. It's really hot. But if you've got millions of dollars, you can have yourself that built-in pool, and you can have yourself a nice home. And then all you need is somebody that can draw athletes to Arizona. Who better than the Jacksonville junk pile? The Jacksonville junkie. Why not bring him in? Why Urban Meyer? Bring him in there. He's a proven commodity. Bring him in there and see what he can do. Urban Meyer. We'll see. Will money end up buying him? Now the NWA. Are they going to be sold? I'm hearing yes. I'm hearing that there's offers being made. Okay? Offers on the table. And now's the time to purchase them because the copyrights come back for bids or whatever January 1st. It's either been 15 years or 20 years. 15 or 20 years since the copyrights have been purchased or whatever. So what you're doing, you're buying the catalog of the NWA. The old Starcades. The old Great American Bashes. All that stuff from the mid-'80s earlier. That's a nice catalog to have. Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Sting, the Road Warriors, Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, Four Horsemen. That's that Koloffs, Magnum TA, Roddy Piper, Ole Anderson, Gene Anderson, Greg Valentine, all those guys from the early '80s. A lot of Andre the Giant stuff. Ray Stevens. They have Ricky Steamboat. He was there a long time. Um, Jay Youngblood, the Briscoes, Jack and Jerry. They were there forever. They were there for a long, long time. I don't know. But now is the time. If you're going to purchase the NWA, do it now. The bid comes up, I'm here in January 1. On that library. Plus, okay? Plus, see, WWE owns it right now, but it comes back up. It runs out every 20 years or whatever. Every 20 years or so, that library or whatever, the trademark or whatever it is, comes up every 20 years or 15 years. So you kind of have to purchase it. You have to purchase it to keep it going. So if they just ran through it, the NWA has the old original logo. If you go watch them, they have the original logo. So I don't know if you purchased them, would you end up getting it? I don't know. You still may have to. Yeah. It's been 20 years now. So January 1, I'm hearing it's up. Does Billy Corgan sell now? The iron's hot. Now, I'm hearing that the amount of money wanted from the NWA is like minuscule. Because do you realize what you would get? Okay? You're getting an aging Nick Aldis. You're getting a Trevor Murdoch. Trevor Murdoch, who was never even a mid-card wrestler in WWE. But there is a silver lining, and it is Tom Latimer's wife. Okay? Camille is what she goes by. But Casey, somebody help me out. But Camille is what she goes by. Okay? That young lady alone could rebrand if AEW bought them. Can you imagine the women's division with about 8 of the women that NWA has right now? I personally think the women's division in the NWA is better than any other place. Because I think Camille, they call her the Brick House. Kaylee Farmer, that's her name. Kaylee Farmer. I actually think she's a better wrestler than Ric Flair's daughter. I really do. She will help somebody bring the women's division even up higher. I don't know. I don't know. And I'll tell you what, their tag team division's not terrible in the NWA, but a lot of those guys are on a volunteer or on a as match contract. So they're not signed for seasons or years. And Matt Cardona, I understand, is a 6-month contract. That's it. Matt Cardona is a hot prospect right now. I personally think Matt Cardona, and this is just me, and I may be totally wrong, okay? I'm talking from a guy that watched wrestling 40 years ago, 45 years ago. I personally think he could be a top 5 draw. I think he's right there with MJF. He could do it, especially if he brings his wife, Chelsea Green, with him. And he brings the Cardona family with him wherever he goes. He could be a hell of a draw. He was a great heel before he got hurt. We'll see. He's got his own YouTube channel where he shows off a lot of figures, action figures and stuff like that. You see the guy has a brain. Okay? You see the guy has a brain. He can talk to people without always being on defensive. He can do that. He can look you in the eye and say, look, this is worth $500 or whatever, and speak to you. He can talk to you. He doesn't have to scream all the time. People like that. Even if you're the heel, even if you're the bad guy, if you're just a real person, somebody wants your autograph and you sign something for a kid, sign something for an older person, okay? I'm just saying. I don't think it would be the worst purchase in the world for somebody to buy this NWA. Now, I'm not sure it's going to happen. It may not. Because he being Billy Corgan, has stated in the past that he's been offered money to buy from people to buy it. But I heard this was a legit offer put on the table, and they're going on tour starting October 15th or something, October 10th. Smashing Pumpkins supposed to start their tour. And they're going to be on tour for like 6 months or a year. Clean your hands. Wipe your hands clean. Get the cash. Go on tour. It'd be easy to do. But I don't know if he'll do it or not. I just don't know if he does it or not. Did anybody see the Arizona State firing Saturday? Herm Edwards got fired on the field. That's got to be very disturbing if you got a young man playing on that football team. That's got to be very disturbing. Why? Because the AD, along with the president of the school and then one other person I didn't know, meets him at the goal line and says, "You're not going around the kids anymore. Bye. You're not going in the locker room and get your clothes. We're getting them. If you got a suit, we're going in and get it, and you're not going in the locker room." Something's coming down big at Arizona State. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether I don't know what happens with Herm Edwards here, but it's not going to be good. Is he ever going to coach again? I mean, when you think of what's going on, okay, you're not getting around these kids anymore. Okay, we're closing you off from them. We don't want you around them. You're immediately thinking something like Penn State. And why wouldn't you? You think the worst. You got to think the worst. When you got somebody firing you, not on Sunday morning. He didn't get the Scott Frost treatment, folks. Hell no. He didn't get the Scott Frost treatment. He didn't get called in by the AD on a Sunday morning at noon and got fired and said, "Okay, get your stuff and go." No. He was met on the field. And they were shaking their heads, and you could tell he didn't like what was being said, but he wasn't arguing. I think he already knew he was fired before he went out there on the field. But he went out there, got their tails kicked. They meet him at the goal line, and they say, "Guess what? You're not going in the locker room. You can go out there and make your speech. Go ahead and do what you want to." And he gave a post-game speech, yes. But you notice his post-game speech was not around the kids. He was there by himself. And he was there 15 minutes before any of the other kids were available to be asked questions. He left on a charter flight out of Arizona, and it was not a charter. I mean, just a regular flight. He flew commercial and went home. Flew commercial, and I say out of Arizona, they may not even been at home. I'm not sure, but from the stadium, he got a ride to the airport and flew home, commercial. Whether it was out of Arizona, I don't know where they were playing at. Somebody can tell me. But from that stadium, he got a ride to the airport and he flew home commercial. Saturday evening. He was not around those kids anymore. And that's got to be a huge stickling point. It's got to leave you questions. Why? Why couldn't he be around the kids? What has he done so bad that we don't even want him around the student athletes? What has he done? I'm hearing he could be facing charges. He could be going to jail, folks. He could be facing charges here. And we don't even know what. We have no idea. We have no clue. Okay? So this is what I think should happen. Okay? This is just my opinion. If they were going to let him take the stage or let him go up there and do a post-game interview, they should have had the AD sitting right next to him and said, look, he is no longer representing our school. He was fired 15 minutes ago. Now you can interview him. That's the way I would have done it. Coach Herm Edwards is no longer coach at Arizona State. Any question you ask of him or about him no longer concerns Arizona State University, its students, or its name brand. That's what I would have done. That's just me now. If I was going to fire his ass on the field and you're done, we got to finish paying you. Got to finish paying you. That's life. But I'm sorry. I disconnect myself from that jabroni as fast as I can. I do not want to be known in the same breath with him anymore. I do not want to be in the same sentence in an article with him anymore. It may be that the AD, the president, and all cannot release what has happened publicly yet. But if you start talking about investigations ongoing, criminal investigations, civil investigations ongoing, that's not good, because the university will be held responsible for this. Anybody over 40 out there right now, remember Penn State? Just over 10 years ago? Think about it. Penn State was a mess for 18 months. It was a total collapse. They brought Bill O'Brien in. Bill O'Brien was in a no-win situation. A no-win situation in that situation. When he was brought in there, he shouldn't have took that job for less than $15 million a year, because he knew it was a short-term job. But it didn't hurt his reputation. He stayed there long enough to get a name for himself, and then he got fired. Actually, he walked. And then they bring in James Franklin, who's been lucky. He's been lucky. He has not gotten fired up to this point, and now they're playing well. But, he's been lucky that they went with him and stayed with him. And now you got to wonder how long it's going to be before he jumps ship. Who knows? Who knows what happens there? It could be crazy. It could be nuts. I don't know. Who's going to be the next Arizona State coach, guys? Who's going to be? Who is going to be? It's not going to be a small name, I don't think. I think they're going after some big fish. Could it be Bob Stoops? He's with AD at Oklahoma now? Maybe. Oklahoma is not the program they have been. They're just not. You may expect them to win 10 games every year, 11 games every year. I don't every time now. Their quarterback play is still iffy. I don't know. And they're recruiting. They're going to the SEC. They're heading to the SEC, folks. They're not going to take 4 teams from the SEC to go to the playoffs every year. And if they are going to a 12-team playoff, I'm hearing. 8-team or 12-team playoff. 4 teams from the SEC maybe goes. You can't lose 3. You can't lose 3 games. You might be able to lose 2. But boy, oh boy, I just don't know. But can you go to Arizona State, try to clean up this mess, get a huge mop out and just start wiping it clean, accept the fact you're going to suck this year. You may win 2, 3, 4 games. Accept that fact. And then you say, okay, I'm bringing in my kids. If you're the coach, I tell you, it's a huge question mark. Arizona State, Auburn, not so much. Auburn has no AD. Auburn has no athletic director. If they did, they would have already fired Harsin. He's a terrible coach and a terrible recruiter. Do they go get Charles Barkley? Or do they, I've heard leaks. I've heard just small, rumblings. Do they get Cam Newton to coach his team? I don't think they get Cam Newton to be the AD. But if Charles Barkley would be AD, they would take him in a heartbeat. But can you imagine, would they go get Cam Newton to coach his team? I don't know. And then Georgia Tech, I'm hearing it's Deion's job. Whether he's put pen to paper yet, I don't know. But you wouldn't know right now because it's shh, hush, hush, shh, hush, hush, shh, hush, hush. But if he's at Jackson State, obviously, he would have to keep his mouth shut right now. If he signed something with Georgia Tech saying, okay, effective October 2nd, October 1st is a Saturday. They may want to get rid of the coach then, settlement, and have somebody in there. Would he wait? Would he wait? Would he roll the dice and say, guess what? They won't hire nobody before the end of the year, and I can leave Jackson State at the end of the year and come in there and coach? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they would do that. Georgia Tech wants to get rid of their coach sooner rather than later. We'll see. It's going to be a real question mark. Georgia Tech and Auburn. Who fires their coach first? I personally think Georgia Tech will fire their coach first, And I think they'll have a coach in place before Auburn maybe even fires Harsin. Just due to the fact they are so screwed up. No athletic director. The the president is not a huge football fan. Not a huge college football fan anyway. What do? If you're a president of a school and you have no idea how to coach, no idea of what to do in order to even hire a coach, do you go out and first go get your AD? And you do know then, if you're Harsin and you're the head coach at Auburn and they go hire an AD tomorrow, you know the first thing that's going to happen. You're going to get fired. You're going to get fired. It's just a matter of days, maybe hours. You wouldn't go a week. There's no way. There's no way you bring an AD to Auburn, they're going to keep that coach. Not a chance. Every contributor wants him out. They never wanted him. They never wanted the guy. They'll admit to that now. They admitted to it when they hired him. We didn't want the son of a bitch when you hired him. We know we don't want him now. All we've done is prove our point. He sucks and we want him out. You cannot afford to lose your alumni. Season tickets, money getting backed up by the program. You cannot afford to lose that. And, yeah, that's the main thing, is financial backing. You cannot afford to lose that from these people that, have become doctors, lawyers, nurses, psychiatrists, state workers, whatever, professors. You cannot afford to lose your alumni. If I'm looking for a job, which job would I prefer? I would prefer right now, walking right in, I would prefer the Arizona State job, not knowing what's up. Right now it's a blind eye though. I would have to be told 100%, clear glass all around me. You tell me what the hell I'm walking in on here. If I'm walking in on somebody that's been messing with the kids, am I walking in on a sexual scandal? Am I walking in on, abuse to these kids? Am I walking in on allowing the kids to do shit they shouldn't have done? I don't know. They fired him for a reason. They didn't fire him because he's losing football games. They did not fire him for football game reasons. I'll tell you why. You do not go pick a guy off the football field. You stop him in the end zone, and you're telling him right there he's fired. And then you don't let him back around the kids no more. You send his ass packing. Something's up. That's not a red flag, folks. That's red lights and blue lights flashing. And a lot of times that's jail behind you. I don't know what he did. And I'm not blaming him for anything. But they know something I don't know. Okay? Think about this shit. Think about it. These are kids that he went out and to their houses and got them to come play football for him. And then the AD, the president, and some other person, I must have been a contributor. One of them stood in the tunnel, seeing to it that he did not walk in that tunnel with those kids. Two of them met him on the field, the president and the AD. and said, bye, take the train. It ain't good. It is not good. I mean, they didn't even handle it. They didn't even handle it that way at Penn State. Shit, we find out that Jerry, whatever the hell his name was messing with the kids, and Paterno wouldn't hand down his job. Shit, he was a coach for 3 weeks after that, and then they fired his ass. This guy, this jabroni gets fired on the field. Name another coach that's ever gotten where you couldn't even go in the locker room. Tell me one time. It wasn't Paterno. Jerry Sandusky, all that shit about it, all that stuff about Sandusky was out there. And what happens? Paterno says, I'm not stepping down. I'm not stepping down. And then he dies. Remember, he passed away. But they fired his ass. They got rid of him. But he passed away. It killed him. Knowing this shit that went on there at Penn State, it killed him. Think about that. It freaking killed the old man. He knew bullshit was going on there at Penn State. He knew it. And so did the president and all the other people there, and they did not fire him right then. And they go on the field. They go on the field Saturday night. 70,000 people. They pick him out of the crowd and say, guess what? We don't want you around them no more. I'm sorry. It's not, this is not a you benched our quarterback situation and we're firing you. It's not. You tell me. Tell me, Rob. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that Herm Edwards is not in some deep stuff right here. Tell me, talk me out of it. Tell me, Rob, this is totally different from Penn State. Hell yeah, it is. Oh, hell yeah, it is. Penn State waited 3 weeks and got rid of him. We heard Saturday afternoon, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Something was going on at Arizona State. At midnight, he was gone. I don't know what it is. But let me ask you this. How about this one? How about this? If you have kids, if you got nieces and nephews, cousins, right now, after hearing and seeing what we've seen going on, would you want Herm Edwards around them right now? Now, I'm not blaming him for anything, but I do know one damn thing. They're not going to go pick you off the field and pat you on the back and say, you done a hell of a job, now go home. That didn't happen. They did not pat him on the back and say, job well done, sir. You don't have to, you don't have to report next week. We're going to give you an extra week's vacation. Hell no. He got fired. I don't know why. I don't know why he got fired. But I can promise you it's not good. When did you ever hear of somebody getting fired because they done an extraordinarily good job? Nah. Doesn't happen that way, folks. Herm Edwards, I've always thought Herm Edwards was an above-level guy. But we've been disappointed before in the past. We really have. People have disappointed us whether we wanted them to or not. Latrell Sprewell, a damn good player. And then he went out here and started going crazy. The guy for let's see, what was his name? Went up in the crowd and started fighting. What the hell was his name? Was he with the Pistons? I can't think of his name. Any of these people that go out here and just go crazy, man. I can't explain it. Go do crazy shit. And Paterno is one of them right there. Coaches. What was the guy's name? Started fighting maybe it was with the Pacers. Boy, what was his name? I mean, he just went up in the crowd and just started hitting people. just started beating the shit out of everybody. Ron Artest. Thank you, J.D. McCoy. Thank you. Yeah. A Metal World Peace or Ron Artest. Yeah. People want to talk about Rodman. Okay? Rodman was different. Rodman had a brain. Rodman was a business person. Okay? Rodman was different. He was not Ron Artest. He was not one of these jabronis that wanted to start shit all the time. Okay? He was not Roberto Alomar. Do you remember Roberto Alomar about 20 years ago, 25 years ago? Remember that? He decided he was going to hock an oyster in somebody's face. And all I can say is, let me just tell you right now. Had that been me, I might not have beat his ass then. But you can damn well bet I would have had spikes up in his nose sliding into second one of these times. You damn right. You spit in my face, your damn ass is going to be chewing on spikes, okay? You're going to be chewing them like chiclets because I am not putting up with it. And a lot of people wouldn't. J.R. Smith threw a cup of soup on the coat. Yeah. There's been a lot of people that's done a lot of crazy shit. But name one time that you ever saw a coach. I've never seen a coach in basketball get fired on the floor. You know, the AD goes down on the floor and says, "Hey, coach, you got to go. You got to go." Basketball, football, baseball. When's the last time you saw an AD go to the dugout and say, "Hey, coach, we can't take no more losses," or "Hey, coach, you got to go"? When does it happen? And I mean, they go on the field Saturday night and don't let him around those kids. That's got to be a huge red and blue light for you. And trust me, if I had a kid, okay, if I had a kid that went to that school, right? Let's say your kid was a star quarterback for Arizona State. If it was my kid, the first thing I do before I let that kid even talk to the coach, I go to the AD. I go to the president of the school and say, "What the hell?" If I don't know what the hell happened. Why? Why did you do it? Why was this done? Yeah, Antonio Brown was a player. But when has a coach ever got fired? Right there. I can't think of it. Antonio Brown's actually taking up rapping now, I hear. He's going to be a rapper. He's going to play in some kind of musical or something. I heard about that the other day. So we'll see what happens on that front. I don't know enough about Antonio Brown to tell you about him. But that's some crazy stuff. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Really should play I really should play a game tonight. I really should. Um, who all in here are? Who in here is not a member of the channel? If you're not subscribed to the channel, let me know. Okay, who's subscribed? Who's not a subscriber to the channel? Just let me know. Just straight up. Nebraska coaching search rumors. Lance Leopold, Matt Campbell, Bill O'Brien among the favorites. Yeah, I've been hearing Bill O'Brien's name a lot. I just don't know whether he's going to take that chance or not. I really don't. We'll say Bill O'Brien. Don't forget, Bill O'Brien was the first coach at Penn State after all that bullshit went down. Yeah. Sean says he's subscribed. If you haven't seen my Fast Drive football before, I got Fast Drive football right here, college edition. Okay? Fast Drive football college edition's absolutely free. All you got to do is go, it says 2022 Al Wilson, or you can go Google Fast Drive college football. Okay? They got a new one now. This is a 1.2. I think they got a 2.0. JD says I'm subscribed. Awesome. I've got some week 4 games coming up. Let's see if I can find my schedule. Okay? See if I can find my schedule. I haven't played in forever. Yeah. It's always something. Always a reason, Rob. I'm seeing that Edwards was routinely breaking NCAA rules. I think 2 of his coaches was keeping the dossier on it and turned it in. New AS, yeah, now, yeah. And same is I already have the FDF and love it. Awesome. The problem I have with that, and Brian and I, we have, we're going against each other this week as far as football goes on the channel, but we're good friends. The problem I have with that is, let's say you were breaking a couple of NCAA rules. You went to somebody's house, you went and ate dinner with them, or you let a kid have a burger or whatever. Okay, is that reason enough to not let them say bye to them? That's my problem right there. Something's up. Something is up. I don't know what, but something is up. Let's find the football teams. We got them right here. Awesome. Okay. So, I have a lot of teams here that I have not played week. Okay, can you hear me now? Seems like the channel man, known as myself, was an idiot. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Please. Um, please let me know if you can hear me or not, and then we'll go from there. All right. Yes, good. All right. Tim says yes. I've got a bunch of teams here. We got 32 teams, and there's a bunch of games we haven't played yet. Who do you like, guys? Who is loud and clear? Says Brian. Thank you. Who is a team that you like? We haven't played Minnesota, Iowa. How about that? Cincinnati, Oregon. Wake Forest, Houston. BYU, Wisconsin. Kansas State, Air Force. Ole Miss, Purdue. How about that? Navy and Utah. Utah State, Louisiana. So all those games, and San Diego State, Iowa State. We haven't played any of those week 4 games yet. Let me know what 2 teams you want to hear and see. You'll actually be able to watch, and we'll play them. We'll play them outright hell. If you've never, ever watched this game being played, Fast Drive College Football. Fast Drive Football, the college edition. Did I say, yeah, edition, not audition, but edition, yes. See if somebody's got to be from a different from a location that's got one of these schools at it. Anybody an Ole Miss fan? Anybody a Purdue fan? BYU, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, a couple of Big Ten games here. Cincinnati, Oregon. Yeah. I vote K-State Air Force. Okay, K-State Air Force. We can do that. All right, we can do that. All right. Kansas State and Air Force. Gotta find both of them. There's Kansas State. They're going to be on the road. Is that correct? Yes. Kansas State is going to be at Air Force. Where does Air Force play, guys? Is that somewhere in, like, Utah? Do they play in, like, where do they play? There's Kansas State. Kansas State Air Force. It is Air Force. Colorado Springs. Hey, okay. Thank you. I wasn't sure. All right. All righty. Where's the Air Force? It's going to be the last card I get to. It is. Very last card. Sean says Oregon and Cincinnati. We'll play that next. All right. Oregon, Cincinnati. I actually got them 2 out. And is it at Cincinnati? No, it's Cincinnati at Oregon. Cincinnati at Oregon. So I'll keep those out too. All right. Okay. Righty. Let's do that. Okay. Now, the red one, I don't generally play with just, a lot of times I play with 3 whites, and now let that be the clock. But a lot of people told me, said, Rob, why don't you play with 3 and, let that be the clock? I said, okay, I don't mind it. That's fine. So the dot is always going to be the home team, Air Force. No dot is Kansas State. And Air Force will get the ball first. Air Force will get the ball first. K-State, let's see, 9-9. Let's see, hold on just for a second. We've got to make sure the oven is turned off. All right. One more test. Testing 1, 2, 3, 5. I don't want to say 4. All right. Here we go. All right. It's going to be kickoff now. And we say Air Force will get the ball first. So Air Force will get the ball first half. Okay. Here we go. That's a 23. 23 means average field position. All right, so it's a touchback. Here we go. That is 4, so it'll be 2 dots right there. And that'll be a 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5. All right, 3, 4, 5. Is this a dynamic offense or home offense? It is a home offense. Field goal attempt. 11-51. Whoops, I'm sorry. Got to have a red one and a white one. I'm sorry. 11-51. 36 is good. So we'll go field goal attempt, and it is good. And guess what? Air Force is up 3-0. 3-0. Kansas State now. Kickoff. Oh, a 16. That will be different. 16. Return team, is it electric? On Kansas State, the kick team is electric. So they're going to be in the open. In the open, let's just roll one dice. That's a 5. Nobody's going to touch him. Touchdown. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yep, it's in the open. That is a kickoff return. Kickoff return, TD, and extra point attempt. How about that? Extra point attempt, 11-65. It's a 54. It's good. Just that quick. It is 7-3. Oh, my gosh. No time run off the clock that time. Whoa. Let's try it again here. Here we go. There, right. 1, 2, 3, go. 21 is average field position. Once again, a touchback for Air Force. All right, 5 will be 3 dots. And so far, it's 7-3 Kansas State. 5-66. 5-66. Is the season prior to 2008? No. Is this a staunch defense? Kansas State is semi-staunch, but the lack of a dot says no. Touchdown pass, Air Force. Touchdown pass, Air Force. How about that? And nobody's stopping anybody yet. 11-65. 66, no good. No good. Wow. No good. It's a 9-7 game. And now Kansas State, once again, kickoff return. And now another 16. No way. Return team electric. Yes, a 5 or 6 is going to be another touchdown. 6, another kickoff return. Oh, my gosh. 2 kickoff return touchdowns to start the game. Oh, my goodness. You guys saw it. 11-65. And that's a 65. It just barely goes through. Oh, my gosh. 14-9. Unfriggin' believable here. Not even half of the first quarter's gone. It's already 14-9. My goodness. Kickoff 34, and it will be a touchback. Oh, my word. Well, that'll be 2 dots. That's going to be a 2-3-6. This is nuts. 2-3-6. Yeah, K-State does travel well. You're right. 236. Is this a 5 on defense? Nope. Is it a prolific offense? No. It will be a field goal attempt. Field goal attempt by Air Force. 11-51. 35 is good. Man, oh man. Field goal attempt. And it is good. 14-12. Can anybody stop? And now, if this is another 16 right here, this might be the first time ever a team returned 3 consecutive. No, it's a 33. They actually got to run a play. How about that? All right, here we go. 3 is 2 dots. It is 14-12 first quarter, folks. This is nuts. 3-4-4. Is this a mild defense? No. Undisciplined defense? No. It's going to be a punt. First punt of the ball game. Wow. First punt of the ball game. 45 is a punt. And let's see where it's at. Average field position for Air Force. Air Force, average field position, long first quarter here. 2 more dots, and we still got 1 more in this quarter. It's going to be a 1-2-5. 1-2-5. Solid offense by Air Force, yes. Punt, coffin corner. So they will punt. It will be a punt. 51 in a coffin corner. Let's see what happens there. 51. Average field position. So Kansas State. Average field position will be the last play of the first quarter. Actually, it's going to take us into the second quarter as well. So we'll do like this. We'll put a 2. And it's 14 for Kansas State and 12 for Air Force. And we got a 146. 146. Staunch defense. Air Force, it does have a staunch defense. Yes, it can be a punt. So maybe it's going to slow the game down just a little bit. 14-12. 31. 31 with a punt. All right. Poor field position for Air Force. Air Force, poor field position. Here we go. 1 dot is all. It'll be a 1-1-3. 1-1-3. Season prior to 2016. No. Is this a great field position? Nope. Solid offense. Air Force, yes. It'll be a field goal attempt. Field goal attempt could give them a lead. Wow. Field goal attempt. 11-51. 52. It's no good. Wow. No good. And Kansas State will get the ball in average field position. 3 is 2 dots. This will be a 2-2-3. 2-2-3. Undisciplined defense, new. Mild defense, new. Be a punt. Just a straight up punt now. All right. It's a 62 on a punt. Average field position, Air Force. Average. Okay. 2 dots. Be a 2-2-4. 2-2-4. All right. 2-2-4. Aggressive defense, new. Disciplined defense, new. Punt. Another punt. Wow. Now neither team can score. Crazy. 26. Poor field position for Kansas State. All right. All right. 6 will be 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. It only leaves 2. All right. It's going to be a 266. 266. Passive defense, new. Clumsy offense, new. Active defense, new. Be a punt. Be a punt. Kansas State now. See what they can do. Punt-wise, 14 on a punt. Pins them back. Poor field position for Air Force. Now, a 5 or a 6, the play will run out of time and will not count. Here we go. 5 or 6 in the red dice. 3 will be the last play of the half right there. Last play of the half is going to be a 3-3-4. 3-3-4. Let's see. Number 2 on offense. No. A mild defense. No. Undisciplined defense. Nope. It'll be a punt. End of half. Wow. The way that first quarter was going, I thought, okay, 14-12, but no score in the second quarter at all. How about that? And now Kansas State will get the ball to start the second half. 14-12 is the score. 41 will be a touchback. Starts back at the 20, and here we go. 2 dots, and there we go. 344. 344. Mild defense, new. Undisciplined defense, new. Be a punt. Be a punt. Getting some punts now. 32. Not sure about that one. 32. Poor field position, Air Force. Barely is, but poor field position. All right. 2 dots. All right. Be a 1-4-6. 1-4-6. Staunch defense. Kansas State. The dot says yes. It'll be a punt. The dot says yes. It'll be a punt, and it's going to be a 64 punt. And that'll be great field position, Kansas State. Kansas State with great field position. All righty, here we go. 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And it'll be a 2-3-6. 2-3-6. 5 on defense. No. Prolific offense. No. Will be a field goal attempt for Kansas State. Kansas State now. Field goal attempt, and they can make this a 5-point game. 11-46. 64. No good. No good. And it is still a 2-point game. And Air Force will have average field position. All right. 2 dots. Only 2 left in the third quarter. Being 134. 1-3-4. Dull offense. New. Undisciplined offense. Air Force new. Staunch defense. The dot would have said Kansas State, but it's no dot. So it's semi-staunch new. 2 on defense, new. Touchdown pass, Air Force. Touchdown pass, Air Force. Now let's see. That makes it 18-14. So extra point would make it 19. That'd be a 5-point game. They will just go for 1 point here. 1 point, 11-65. 46 is good. And Air Force now leads this game 19-14. And Kansas State will get the ball. 31 will be a touchback. Yep. And average field position for Kansas State. 2 dots will end the third quarter. Be a 2-4-4. 2-4-4. Poor field position. No, it's average. Inept defense. No. Be a field goal attempt. Field goal attempt could be big here. 11-46. 11-46. 53 is no good. Another field goal missed by Kansas State, and that will end the quarter. Air Force will get the ball starting in average field position, and they score a touchdown in the third, but Kansas State's been shut out the last 2 quarters. 19-14, Air Force. All right. Air Force now with the ball. Starting the fourth. 3. That'll be 2 dots. That'll be a 3:56. A good old 3:56. All right. Do they have a disciplined offense? Air Force does. Be a field goal attempt. And that'll make it nice for them because they can have an 8-point lead here. 11-51. 46 is good. Field goal attempt is good. And it makes it 22-14. And now Kansas State would have to go for 2. So, nice playing by Air Force. 12 on the kickoff. Those low numbers are hurting Air Force, but let's see. Returner finds a seam, busts long return. Great field position, Kansas State. They need a touchdown and a two-pointer. Let's see what happens here. 4 is 2 dots. 3-3-4. 3-3-4. 2 on offense. No. Mild, undisciplined defense. Nope. Be a punt. Kansas State needs a good punt here. 21. 21 on a punt. And that'll be poor field position for Air Force. Not good. See what's going to happen. 6 is 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it only leaves 4 dots for Kansas State. It's going to be a 146. 146. Staunch defense. The dot is there. It is. It's going to be a punt. It's going to be a punt. So now Kansas State is pretty much forced to have to go for it here. But first they get the ball. 13. Punt. Punt returner is hit as it fields the ball. Fumble. Punt return. Fumble. So now let's see what happens here. Let's roll a 1d6, okay? 4. Punting team recovers with great field position 1-3. That's a 4. Otherwise, receiving team has average field position. And okay, so average field position. So no turnover. Wow. So Kansas State has an average field position. They can go for it if they have to go for it here. But first off, let's see if they can score a touchdown here. They got four ticks, but they can also go for it on 4th down if they have to. That's only 1 tick of the clock here, but that's going to be a 145. 145. Do they have great field position? It's average. Do they have a 3 on offense? No. Inept defense? Nope. A field goal attempt will not do them any good here. So you got choices. We can go for the 4th down, go for it, or we can go for the end of the game. I mean, the desperation play. Average field position. You got to roll 3 dice and equal 6. That'd be very, very difficult. 3 dice has to end up in 6. So 4th down, go for it. Let's see what kind of odds they have here. If it's a 1, they're short. Number 2 is home offense. Kansas State's not home. That's no good. Number 3, soft defense. No. Number 4, dynamic offense. No. 5, home defense. Since it's home defense, it'd be better way 6. They got a 1 in 6 chance. Ooh, wow. Now, what do we do? Do we do a 1? They got to roll a 6 or roll a total of 6. What do we do here, guys? I mean, we got a 1 in 6 chance. It's about 16%. 1 in 6 chance to roll a 6. That's what we have to roll. The game's over with for Kansas State. Or we can roll 3 dice. If it ends up being a total of 6, they probably win this football game. Well, no, I'm not even going to go that far. They have a chance to tie the game. That's it. But, boy, oh boy, 4th down and go for it. What do we do? What do we do here, guys? You tell me. Fourth down and go for it. We have a 16% chance. We got less than 16% chance to score, but at least right here with a roll of six. It's got to be a roll of six with three dice, twos and ones and threes, or it could be a 4 and 2 ones, I guess. But it'd be a touchdown. This right here, if I roll a six, then they still have to score, and they can't roll a six on the red dice next time. Wow. Somebody help me out here. I don't know which way to go here. I don't know. I realize there's still 3 dots left to go in this game. Yes, there are 3 dots left to go. But if right now, this is fourth down. Fourth and go for it or desperation play. That's all Kansas State has. Wow. What would you guys do? You tell me. I mean, I got fourth and goal. I mean, it's fourth down in average field position. If it was in great field position, to have a better chance. I do know that. Wow. But the game is automatically over if I don't roll a six, though. If I don't roll 3 dice that equals 6. So let's go for it. I guess we go for it. We got to roll a 6 here, though. Let's see. Go for it on fourth down, says Sean. It's got to be a 6. Got to be a 6. It's a 4, so it's a turnover on downs. All right. Air Force has the ball. Average field position. All right, let's see what happens. A 5 or 6. Delay a game penalty. Pretty close, yeah. All right, 5 or 6 ends the game for Air Force. 6, it's in the game. Now, let's see what would have happened if we would have went for this and we got to have a total of 6. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. 7. Oh my gosh. Boy, oh boy. That is nuts. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. 22-14. Air Force beats Kansas State. That's 7. That's nuts. That is crazy. Week 4. Week number 4. Air Force beats Kansas State. And being at home didn't hurt. Being at home did not hurt. All right. So let's get the next game out of here. Let's get the next 2 teams. Cincinnati at Oregon. Cincinnati at Oregon. Yeah, it was a good ball game. Really was. 15-6. That's 9 points difference. 9 is what? 2 stars? Somebody help me out. I don't have do I have my sheets right here with me? 9 is how many stars difference, guys? I get it right here. 1 star. 9's only 1 star difference. So, +1 Cincinnati. Oregon. All right. Oregon has the dot. Oregon has the dot. No dot. Cincy has the ball first. All righty. Let's see what can happen here. 16. Uh-oh. Let's put a dot. Let's let that go through. 2. Uh-oh. This could be trouble right off. Kickoff. 16. Is a return team electric? Cincinnati is semi-electric. The dot says they're electric. in the open. A 5 or a 6 will be a touchdown for Cincinnati. 6. Kickoff return touchdown. Kickoff return touchdown Cincinnati. Extra point attempt. 11-65. 66 is no good, though. Oh, my goodness. No good. And it is 6-0. Extra point is gone. Missed. Oregon now. Let's see what Oregon can do. 63 will be average field position. Okay, let's see. All right, 2 dots. First bit of clock goes off there. It's going to be a 2-2-5. 2-2-5. Dual offense. Oregon, no. Staunch defense, yes. Punt. Cincinnati making them punt. It's 41. 41. Let's see. 41 on a punt. Average field position, Cincy. Here we go. 3 dots. 3-5-5. 3-5-5. Prolific offense. Cincinnati, yes. Touchdown run, Cincinnati. Touchdown run, Cincinnati. Extra point. They'll just go for 1 right now. They won't go for 2. 11-65. 45 is good. And they have made it 13-0. If they have to go later in the game, they can go for 2. Now, Oregon. 25. That'll be average field position. Down 13 already. 1 dot. 1 dot. A 1-66. 1-66. Dual offense, new. 4 on defense, new. Receiver leaps, beats the defender, touchdown pass, Oregon. Touchdown pass, Oregon. Extra point attempt, 11-65. 36, it's good. And now it's a 13-7 game. And we'll see if Cincinnati can be stopped. 61, average field position. 2 dots. 3-55. 3-55. Prolific offense. Yes. Touchdown run, Cincinnati. Touchdown run, Cincinnati. And now they'll go for 2. Now they'll go for 2. All right, 2-point conversion. Let's see what happens here. 2-point conversion. Let's just roll 1 dice. And it's a 1. Defense was fooled. Defense wasn't fooled. No good. All right. So it'll be 2 points. No good. And it'll be a 19-7 game. 19-7. Oregon now gets the ball. 15. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Kickoff, 15. Roll a D6. Okay, first let's see. Let's see if it's an odd result. Odd result? Yes, it is. He's in the open. All right. 5 or 6 will be a touchdown. 1. Average field position, Oregon. Average field position, Oregon. 19-7 is the score. 1 dot. Let's see what happens here. 1-1-5. 1-1-5. Poor field position. Nope. Porous offense. New. Undisciplined offense. It's semi-undisciplined, but the dot says new. Be a field goal attempt. Field goal attempt here. 11-55. 53, it's good. Field goal attempt, Oregon, it's good. 19-10. And Cincinnati will get the ball. Still here in the first quarter, 19-10. Huge first quarter, 56. Average field position. 6 will be 1, 2, 3. That'll be 19-10, Cincinnati. And we'll go into the second quarter. I'm sorry. We'll go into the second quarter here. We'll call this a 3-5-6. 19-10 is the score. 3-5-6. Is this a disciplined offense? No. Is this a reliable offense? No. Is this a meek defense? No. Interception. INT. So we'll put this as turnover number 1 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati, turnover number 1. Let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens here. 4. Good return. Great field position. Oregon, great field position. Turnover number 1. 2 dots. This will be a 3-3-3. 3-3-3. Poor field position. No. Unusual. Result B. Unusual. Result B. 60. Oh, let's see. Hold on. I don't think it's 61. Hold on. There's not. So we'll go with 2 white dice. Okay, 2 white dice. Ready, set, go. 45. 45. Head coach berates a quarterback on the sideline following a quick 3 and out. Offense will punt. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what the hell. 1 dot. Yep. It'll be a punt. So, coach is in his face. Coach is in his face. 55 on a punt. Average field position, Cincinnati. 19-10 is the score. 2 dots. It'll be a 2-3-4. Inept defense, new. 5 offense, new. Poor field position, that's average. 1 on defense. Oregon does not have a 1 on defense. It'll be a field goal attempt. 11-35 for Cincinnati. 14 is good. How about that? Field goal attempt is good. Their field goal kicker must not be very good. 22-10. And now Oregon will get the ball. 42 in average field position with a touchback. 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaves only 3 in this first half. Be a 1-2-6. 1-2-6. Reliable offense, new. Meek defense, new. Shaky offense, nope. Aggressive defense, yes. INT, interception. And that'll be a turnover the other way. All righty. 2 on the INT. Average field position for Cincinnati. A 6, and we will not play it. A 5 or less, we'll play it. 2, we'll play that. We still got 1 more dot, in fact. We'll go at 2-2-6. 2-2-6, secure offense, new. Passive defense, new. Fumble. Wow. Turnover number 2. And that'll be a 6. Ew, that could be trouble. On a roll of 6, it's returned for a touchdown. So another 6, it'll be a touchdown for Oregon. 5. Great field position, Oregon. But the problem is they got a roll of 1 here. 1 on the red dice. Whoops, hold on. That didn't count. Ready, set, go. No, end of half. End of half. And that did it. Cincinnati scores 3. Oregon scores nothing that quarter. And we go into the third quarter. Oregon now down 22-10. and they'll get the ball starting the second half. 21, I think, is average field position. Oregon. All right. All right, I'll get rid of that. So it'll be 1-2. 1-2. We'll call it a 2-2-6. We've had that before. Secure offense, new. Passive defense, new. Be a fumble. That's going to be another fumble. It's going to be a turnover number 2 for them. Wow. 6. I think we've seen this 6 already. Yes, we did. Another roll of a 6 would be a touchdown for Cincinnati. Nope. Otherwise, great field position. Cincinnati, great field position. Here we go. That's 4 dots. Up 22-10. This will be a 5. 5. 6. 5 on defense. New. Poor field position. New. Touchdown pass, Cincinnati. Touchdown pass, Cincinnati. They're just going to go for 1 point here. 11-65. 13 is good. And it is now 29-10. And Oregon is in some serious trouble, folks. Serious trouble. 41, average field position, Oregon. Four dots. 3, 4, 6. 3, 4, 6. Great field position, average. 4 offense, nope. Erratic offense, new. It'll be a field goal attempt is all they can get out of this. Field goal attempt, 11-55. 22 is good. 29-13, and Cincinnati gets the ball. 62, average field position, Cincinnati. Force 2 dots, and that will end the third. We'll put the fourth right up here. We'll call it a 2-4-5 first. 2-4-5. Dynamic offense, Cincinnati, new. Soft defense, new. Porous offense, nope. Punt to the coffin corner. Punt, coffin corner. 16, let's see what happens here. Poor field position, Oregon. All right. Poor field position is 29. So they did score 7 that quarter, and Oregon scored 3. 29-13, and Oregon has the ball. Yep. Here we go. 2 dots. It'll be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Great field position. That's poor field position. 2 on offense. Nope. Soft defense. Nope. Be a punt. Be a punt. 61 on a punt. Average field position, Cincinnati. All right, here we go. 2 dots. It'll be a 3, 4, 6. 3, 4, 6. Great field position, average. 4 on offense, nope. Erratic offense, new. It will be a field goal attempt. Field goal attempt. All right, 11-35. 51 is no good for Cincinnati. Oregon gets the ball. Average field position, and here we go. Three dots. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Dynamic offense, new. Soft defense, new. Porous offense, nope. Punt, coffin corner. Punt to the coffin corner. 54. Average field position, Cincinnati, once again. Two dots. There's only 3 dots left. Cincinnati, 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Dull offense. No. 2 on offense. No. Defense, rather. Runner turns a corner. Touchdown run, Cincinnati. Touchdown run, Cincinnati. Extra point attempt can make it 36-13. 11-65. 61 is good. 36-13, and Oregon is chasing its tail because they can't do anything about this. 25, average field position. 4 is 2 dots. Doesn't really matter what they do now. 2, 3, 4 really does not matter. Inept defense? No. 5 offense? Nope. Poor field position? Nope. 1 on defense? Cincinnati is 1 on defense. It'll be a punt. Yep. And they may as well punt the football. I mean, it really does not matter this time of night. Punt the football. It'll be a 13. That could be a fumble, I think. Punt. It will be a fumble. It will be a fumble. Punt, return, fumble. All right. Let's see what happens there. 3. Punt, return. 1 to 3 recovers. Punting team recovers great field position. All right. Turnover number 3. But it doesn't hurt them. Oregon, great field position, but they got to get a 1. 1 on the red dice. And they didn't. End of game. And 29, so it's 36-13. And that's the way it ends. 36-13. Cincinnati wins that one going away. So let's see what Cincinnati's done in 4 games. Game 1, Game 1, they beat Wisconsin. Game 2, they lost to Utah, 1-1. Game 3, they beat Wake Forest. And now game 4, they beat Oregon. They're 3-1 right now. Week 5, Cincinnati will be back home against Clemson. Let's see who else they got. Week 6, Cincinnati will go on the road to Houston. Week 7, Cincinnati will be home against Kansas State. And week 8, Iowa at Cincinnati. So they could go. They could definitely go 7-1, 7-1 or 6-2. It could happen. It could definitely happen. So, very cool. Very, very cool. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it myself. 9:24 here on the East Coast. I don't want to keep you guys all night long. I don't like doing that to you guys, especially during the week. Georgia Tech, by all indications, going to fire their coach. I'm hearing that it is Deion Sanders' job to have or not to have. Arizona State gets a amount of money. I'm hearing somewhere between $15 and $20 million handed over to a game I just played was Cincinnati at Oregon. Cincinnati at Oregon. Cincinnati won that one. Arizona State was handed a boatload of money today by a contributor. Okay. Doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a Rhodes Scholar to figure. It's probably somebody within the sporting community. Could it be James Harden? Maybe. Could it be John Rahm? Maybe. I'm thinking Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson has a few reasons to try to make that golf team better. Why not try to help the football team in a process to be a power? They wants they wants a say in as to who will be the next coach, the person donating this money. Um, Auburn, by all indications, Harsin is out. We don't know how soon. They don't have an AD right now. They do not have an athletic director. So, how soon will the president, who is not a huge football person, as far as I know, um, is not a huge football influence? How do you know who to pick as a football coach or athletic director? They're going to have to go outside the doors of that place and find somebody to help them out. Maybe a Charles Barkley. And I've even heard Cam Newton's name as far as wanting to be the head coach at Auburn. We'll see what happens there. That could get really messy before it's over with. I think the Georgia Tech job, pretty much cut and run, cut bait and go. Bye-bye, coach, and don't let the door hit you in the butt. We're going to bring in a new coach. I'm hearing before the end of the year, Deion Sanders could be the coach at Georgia Tech. We will see about that. NWA Wrestling, the owner, um, the owner of the NWA, what's his name? Billy Corgan. I'm hearing there's a chance Billy Corgan could sell the NWA before the end of the year. Why would he? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Trademarks end after 20 years normally. If the NWA, whoever buys it, and I've heard names, and it's not mentioned with the WWE, so that kind of gives that away. You can kind of figure out who it is. But they want to buy Billy Corgan's group of the NWA for mostly for its films, back for its the old tapes and everything of the old NWA. Now, there are a couple of things that come included with the NWA if you do hire them. They have like 13 full-time employed wrestlers. Nick Aldis is one of them. Camille, Kaylee Farmer, maybe the hottest prospect that they could get. She would bring the women's division from different in a different location, maybe up 2 or 3 grades. I really think. I think she's better than Charlotte Flair. That's my opinion. That's only my opinion. But the whole women's division in the NWA is big time. They're not lightweights. They are good. The NWA champion, not so much. Trevor Murdoch, in his 40s now. He's past his prime. He's not that great a wrestler anymore. They have some good guys, though. Matt Cardona, I understand, is still under contract till February. If that's the case, why not get him, try to sign him to a multi-year contract? WWE did nothing with him. They did nothing with him. He was an excellent champion, and now he got hurt, yes. But you could probably sign him low risk, not a whole lot of money, and he would make a great U.S. champion. He would make a good national champion, great tag team champion, or a world champion if you kept the NWA intact. I don't know what you do. But that library is worth a lot of money. Now, I'm hearing it's only 5 figures. 5 figures is all it's going to cost to buy that NWA. So, go, run with with a grain of salt on that situation. But by all indications, it's not a huge amount of money to buy them, and they don't have huge contracts. It would just, I think Billy Corgan right now is thinking a lot about his music right now with the Smashing Pumpkins. We'll see. He does love wrestling. We do know that. And I know he's been offered money in the past and would not sell the company. So he may not want to. It might be the perfect time for him to keep the company, not sell, and get that library. Get that library of videos. then sell the company after that. That would make a lot more sense. But I hear some of the copyrights are going to end January 1, 23. We'll see what happens. It's been really, everybody's been low key on that situation, but it makes a lot of sense not to run your mouth. You don't want a bidding war with AEW, WWE, NWA, Impact, New Japan. You don't want all these guys bidding a bidding war, and then the next thing you know, a Ric Flair match from '86 goes for $400,000-500,000, which it could. It definitely could, and just who knows? We'll see what happens there. Keep an eye out for Auburn and Georgia Tech to try, especially Georgia Tech, maybe to fire their coach within a day or two. Who knows? Um, Being this late in the week, you would think maybe they'll let the coach this week. But past this week, there is nothing is on the table. I hear it is up in the air. You all have a great week, great rest of your week. I had the night off as far as just being able to come online and do what I want to. The wife's going to bingo, so I'll go in here and maybe get me a sandwich. I'll talk to you again soon, and I'll get some more Fast Drive Football College Edition played. And I hope you enjoyed this. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Matt Sharver. Thanks, Ken Castro, for the money to go towards Alzheimer's. It's being sent over tomorrow, and then we're just going to send a chunk over at one time, and we're going to get him over the limit, over his $100 limit. I'm glad of that. Ken Castro, Matt Sharver, big thanks out to you guys. Bye-bye, guys.